Here at the Tiny Bungalow, we've undertaken a renovation project, but maybe the answer all along would have been a tiny house. Keeping the tiny house solution in mind, we hopped in the Mini Cooper and headed to the Fuller Craft Museum in Brockton, Massachusetts. There we ran into Ken and Tori, who actually run a company that deals in tiny houses. Their company, called Craft and Sprout, builds tiny houses for people all over the country. Tori and Ken are scheduled to show up on an HGTV program called Tiny Houses Big Livin' to air in the summer of 2018. But I caught up with them first and asked Ken, what's the big deal with tiny houses? We're here on another With Jeff mini adventure, and speaking of mini things, we're here with Ken and Tori talking about, well, tiny houses, or mini houses if you want to call it that way. Ken, what's the story with this house that we're standing in front of? And give me a little background on how you got into the tiny house movement.
Sure. So in our area down in Connecticut, we actually market these houses as accessory buildings. So people use them as pool houses, like ours is set up, accessory apartments, in-law suites, guest cottages, things of that nature. And then we also build them for people to live in full-time as well.
One of the things you were talking about earlier as we were getting the background on this place was that the materials themselves, if we just pulled this apart and threw it into a pile, it would be $30,000 to $40,000 worth of
easily.
Materials, and then you got to factor in labor, and you got to factor in putting the thing together.
Rent, insurance, all the other fun stuff that goes with it. Like with any typical build, we all know that you can build a bathroom for $500 or $5,000 in a blink of an eye. Same thing with kitchens, same thing with any other remodeling type deal. Our trailers are custom made right up here in Massachusetts. We have another company we deal with out of upstate New York that builds aluminum trailers for us, but the trailers are not cheap. Trailers can go anywhere from $5,000 up to $15,000 very easily, and you haven't done anything to the trailer yet.
What's been the most challenging tiny build that you've done?
Sure, so we have one that'll be on HGTV coming out early summer here. We did a 32-foot gooseneck for a couple that's going to live in it full time. They're up in Burlington, Vermont. That one was a little bit difficult for us. It gave us some design challenges for the couple that was moving from a tiny apartment into a tiny house. But they were very specific, and we just tried to meet all their wish list items that we wanted to do for them.
At what point does a tiny house become just a regular house that's a little smaller?
Well, you know what? The beauty of these is that they're completely customizable from the ground up, and that's where the people really kind of get involved, and we really try to work one-on-one with the clients. My wife Tori does some great work designing this stuff, and really trying to meet all the clients' needs from the ground up.
Now, you showed us pieces like this deck here, and inside a lot of the accoutrement are IKEA pieces that are supplemented with higher-end wood finishes and some touches that you know. I mean, it's your background.
Yeah, it's been one of the tricks of the trade for a lot of designers. We've done it on houses that we flipped back in the day. Taking IKEA stuff, which has its place, doesn't mean your entire house has to be designed around IKEA, but taking some IKEA pieces, mixing them in, and then getting some higher-end jewelry, as my wife likes to call it, higher-end glass pineapple knobs on the cabinet doors, doing some restoration hardware stuff in the bathroom, mixed with an IKEA sink in the bathroom. Tricks like that could really get you a lot of bang for the buck.
Let's do a quick walkthrough. I'm going to follow you.
Sure.
Why don't you yell out what we're seeing as we walk through? Well, why don't I walk first and you speak from behind and tell us what we're seeing?
Okay, so let's go in from our front door here. We've got a double opening, 5-foot wide, outward opening French door, which adds a lot of light inside the house.
And then as I back up here, we can see the loft up top. You get the double fan thing. I love that.
All right, so this is an Atlas gyroscope fan. It moves, for a fancy word, organically. There's no motor spinning it around. It's moved by the propulsion of the fan blades. This is kind of our take on a Nantucket beach house kind of feel. So we've got the 1x8 V-groove pine with the Benmore Simply White paint. We like to let the knots kind of bleed back through to give it that real kind of beachy feel. Our distressed floor actually is a vinyl product, which is insane that the digital imaging they have done now with the vinyl that actually even has texture on it when you touch it. So unless you go down on your hands and knees and feel it, you think it's wood.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty crazy, right?
And then these steps here, these slide back in.
Right, so when we want a little bit more floor room, our steps just recess in. We pull out our IKEA table.
Yeah.
The wings fold up on it. We can seat 8 kids in here for pizza when they want to get out of the sun at the pool during the hot summer days.
Okay.
So come on down into the kitchen.
And you said this acts as a pool house for you guys at home.
Correct.
So this isn't, it's a model, but it's your house as
It's our
well.
model, but we use it every day during the summer. It's every day during the summer. We have the coolest house on the block for sleepovers. So this here table folds up. This is acacia wood butcher block. It folds up and locks in place for more table area. We've got more cabinetry, a full-size fridge and freezer.
Yep.
Full of freezy pops and juice boxes all day long. I'll step into the shower here. I'll leave my clothes on. So I'm 6'5", and as you can clearly see, I can easily take a shower in here.
Yep.
This is about the smallest bathroom that we do. We have a separate composting toilet, restoration hardware medicine cabinet, sea glass tile floor, a little dab of IKEA in here with our sink, but a little bit of a better faucet here with a spillover Kohler faucet.
That's crazy.
Sliding pocket door for privacy.
This is great. And it's, you get the beams. Do these beams do anything?
Yeah, these are
the second floor.
Yeah, these are Doug Fir 4x4 beams that are stained. They actually act as a structural element from left to right for stabilizing the house, and also hold up our floor and our loft.
And then you get the ceiling, which is the, what type of boards are we looking
this is
at?
actually the same boards that are on the walls or on the ceiling. But on the walls
different finish.
They're painted on the walls with Benmore Simply White paint, and they're just an antique gray stain on the ceiling.
And then
Up on the loft area, you've got a queen size memory foam mattress. You've got lots of windows. You've got a venting skylight up on top.
very cool.
Nice and comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's great. Let me see if I can get myself back down.
The toilet is self-contained.
Wow. This is just amazing with everything that they've done here. This medicine cabinet here actually opens up, and there's another mirror in there. We were being told that you can shave using this mirror because it folds out.
4-burner propane stove and oven.
What do the one thing, if you were going to give one piece of advice to someone who said, okay, I'm thrilled with this, I've seen it on HGTV, I've seen it on every channel, how do people get into something like this, and how do they do it the right way?
The number one thing, first thing first, before you touch anything at all, go to your town's website or the town you're looking at moving to and look up their rules and bylaws regarding campers and or RVs on the property.
Because this is classified as one of those? Because of the...
license plate on the back that's registered as a camp trailer in the state of Connecticut.
Okay.
In our particular town of Greenwich, Connecticut, you can keep up to a 30-foot camper or RV on the property completely legally. You can't legally move out of your house and move into it full-time and rent your house out, but you can use it as a guest house, as an accessory unit,
Or as the pool house that you guys
or as a pool house like we do, and you're good to go. So it's really, that's kind of where you start, and from there you get, you can roll right along.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I'm pretty certain we're not going to get into a tiny house at any time soon, especially with the renovation underway. But watch for Ken and Tori on HGTV in the summer of 2018. Also, stay tuned to this channel right here on With Jeff for more exciting episodes as they come up. Please subscribe, click the bell icon to ensure that you're notified the moment that I upload one, and leave your comments down below. If you have an exciting adventure you want me to go on, please leave it in the comments. And click that thumbs up to show that you liked it. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of With Jeff. I'm Jeff.